You know, what if the key to finding prostate cancer more accurately wasn't some brand new high-tech scanner, but was actually something already inside all of us? Today, we are diving into a really groundbreaking idea that pulls together our immune system's elite assassins and the trillions of tiny microbial witnesses living in our bodies to create a seriously powerful new diagnostic tool.
Okay, let's get into it. First, we're going to look at why the current standard test just isn't cutting it. Then we'll meet our body's own natural cancer fighters and their very surprising allies, our microbes. From there, we'll see how combining these two clues could give us a brand new diagnostic tool. And finally, we'll explore what this all really means for the future of cancer care.
For decades, really, the fight against prostate cancer has hinged on one main screening tool. But as we're about to see, its limitations have made the search for a smarter, better approach incredibly urgent. This is really at the heart of the problem. With the common PSA test, a positive result only means you've got a 25 to 40% chance of actually having prostate cancer. Think about that. For most men, up to 75% of them, it's a false alarm that leads to a ton of stress and, often, painful, unnecessary procedures.
So this leaves doctors and patients stuck between a rock and a hard place. On one hand, you have the PSA test, which can lead to overdiagnosis, treating cancers that might never have been a threat. On the other hand, you have the biopsy, which is invasive, has side effects, and can still miss the cancer entirely, giving you a really dangerous false sense of security. So if the old tools just aren't good enough, where do we look for new ones? Well, the answer might already be patrolling inside our bodies right now, the immune system's own special forces.
Let's meet the natural killer cell, or NK cell. Seriously, think of these as the Navy SEALs of your immune system. They make up a pretty big chunk of your circulating immune cells, and they've got one main mission: seek and destroy threats, especially tumor cells. And their process is just incredibly efficient. First, they recognize a cell that's gone rogue or looks stressed out. Then they attack, releasing these destructive proteins that basically punch holes right through the cancer cell's wall. This forces the cell to just fall apart and die. It's a clean, lethal takedown.
So this brings us to the million-dollar question. If we have these amazing cancer-killing cells on patrol 24/7, why does prostate cancer still manage to slip through the cracks and grow? What's going wrong here?
Well, it turns out prostate cancer is a pretty clever enemy. It actively sabotages our NK cells. We're talking about a multi-pronged attack. It stops the NK cells from multiplying, it weakens their killing power, and it even builds a kind of fortress to keep them from reaching the tumor. It creates this hostile local environment designed to shut them down completely.
With our best offenders neutralized, things might seem a little bleak. But this is where the story takes a really fascinating twist. An unexpected ally emerges from the trillions and trillions of microorganisms that live inside of us. So, here's the core idea. All those communities of bacteria in our gut, our mouth, even our urinary tract, they're not just passive bystanders. They are actively influencing our immune system. The right balance of microbes can actually give our NK cells a boost, while the wrong balance can help the cancer shut them down.
And what's just wild is that specific microbes in different parts of our body can have totally opposite effects. For instance, some bacteria found in the mouth have been linked to weaker NK cells. Others in the gut are tied to immune cell burnout. But then, get this, some bacteria in the urinary tract can actually enhance NK cell activation, helping them fight back.
This quote from the research really just nails it. An imbalanced microbiome, what scientists call dysbiosis, isn't a small thing. It actively cripples our immune defenses. It can give cancer the opening it needs to start, to grow, and even to resist treatment. It means our germs are directly in the fight.
So, now we've got two huge pieces of evidence: the health of our NK cells and the makeup of our microbiome. The big breakthrough idea here is to stop looking at them as separate things and start looking at them together.
Here it is, the aha moment. By analyzing both our immune cells and our microbial communities, we can create a combined signature. You can think of this signature as an indirect signal, a surrogate marker. It's like seeing smoke in the distance. You don't see the fire itself, but you know it's there. It tells us what a tumor is doing without ever having to touch the tumor itself.
And you want to know the best part? We can gather all this information from really simple, non-invasive samples: a blood draw for the NK cells, and then oral, urine, and stool samples for the microbiomes. It's a world away from a surgical biopsy.
The process itself would be pretty straightforward. First, you'd analyze the NK cells from a blood sample, see what types are there and how active they are. At the same time, you'd profile the microbes from the other samples. Then, powerful data analysis would pull these two streams of information together to generate one unified signature that could signal the presence of cancer.
And the potential for improvement here is just enormous. Just look at this comparison. The classic PSA test has a sensitivity of around 20%. That means it misses the disease about 80% of the time. In contrast, an early study using just an NK cell activity test showed a sensitivity of over 70%. I mean, that is a massive leap in our ability to correctly figure out who is sick.
So, what does this all add up to? If this approach proves out, it could fundamentally change how we detect and manage prostate cancer from the ground up.
The most immediate impact, of course, is for patients. This offers a path away from the anxiety of the PSA test and the pain and risk of biopsies. It's about getting better, more reliable information through a much, much less invasive process.
But the benefits could go so far beyond just that initial detection. A signature like this could give doctors a more accurate prognosis. It could even guide personalized therapies that are tailored to a patient's specific immune and microbial profile. And because it's so easy to do, it would allow for continuous monitoring and could even spot tiny amounts of cancer left after surgery long before they become a real problem again.
As the researchers themselves state, this is the ultimate goal, a practical way to understand what's happening inside a tumor just by looking at easily accessible samples from outside the tumor. It's a smarter and, frankly, a kinder way to manage cancer.
It just leaves us with this powerful thought. For decades, we have been so focused on the genetic code of cancer. But maybe, just maybe, the next great leap forward will come from finally decoding the complex conversation happening between our immune system and the trillions of germs we live with every single day.